Welcome to the clan war between Psionic Aftermath and ValidG Gaming. Today we have an all-kill. It's a 1 platinum, 3 diamond. So we should see some good play here. Up first for Psionic Aftermath is going to be War Buffalo or Platinum 1 Protoss, and it looks like their starting player is Magic. Protoss, from the looks of it, unless he has another account, and this is just, yeah. So, assuming that this is his main account and that this is the most accurate information on his statistics, then that should be everything. Hello everyone. Let me set up my iPad so I can see the chat without having to go back and forth between screens. Looks like we're still doing map selection, so you guys haven't missed anything. Hi November and Daunted, did you guys accidentally ban someone? Well done, go fix it. I cannot believe you accidentally banned Kingslayer. That is unacceptable. Okay, looks like starting map will be a biogenesis. It should be interesting. Uh, Seeing as Magic is picking a biogenesis, I get the feeling he may want to go for some sort of aggression. Thank you for the sub, Purple Ninja. Oh, I'm not supposed to be playing. Wait, what happened? I am confuzzled. Oh, okay. Hang on. Let me, do something about the mic. Da-da-da-da-da-da. I could have sworn I changed this setting before. Hey, that's not what I'm looking for. Ah. Okay, abiogenesis. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of the map as the blue Protoss, representing Psyx, it is Warbuffle. And in the bottom right-hand corner of the map as the teal Protoss, representing ValidG Gaming, it is Magic. Okay, so, standard opening so far. The one thing of note is that there is no wall from Warbuffle, whereas there is the budding wall from Magic. Actually, this is very curious. That's not quite right for the... I mean, he can still wall with this, but this is like the most unconventional way to do this wall. And I can't say this actually helps him, because if he were to get like cannon rushed, it would just die super fast. But that's not happening this game. the other thing about this is he has to be right on point with his pylon, like there's no room for error. So his wall doesn't actually help him that much against adepts. It doesn't help him against adepts, it doesn't help him against cannons. What's the point of this wall? At any rate, we'll stop being overly critical and move on, as it is pretty even openers. Actually, this is a really fast Nexus for Warbuffle, and he's going to follow this up with a Stargate. So, there will be a pair of Stalkers coming out for Magic, and there will be a small opening for these Stalkers to do some damage, but if those Stalkers, or if there are no Stalkers behind this, then he's going to have a hard time dealing with the Oracle coming out from Warbuffle. As it is, he's keeping his Stalkers at home, so he will be fine. This is... Oh, okay, that's a proxy pylon for Magic. I got the colors switched in my head for a second, and was a bit concerned. But with the shield battery at the front, this is actually really interesting. So this shield battery means that there's, while it's not actually in the mineral line, it is close enough that he can kind of pull anything to it. It's like really center, and it doesn't really accomplish any one thing, but it's close to everything, so I don't know. With good reactions, it's a good placement. Oracle will actually get caught by these Stalkers and will barely get away with this minimal health. It's going to be hard for him to find any opening. He's going to put a stasis ward down, but that is dangerously close to the Stalkers, and it will die. He sends one Stalker forward to set off the stasis, and this is actually suddenly very scary for Warbuffle. He is going to move forward with his Phoenix and Stalkers. With the lift and the stasis ward, he will pick off one Stalker before having to retreat. This is... not good. Okay, good force field from Warbuffle to block out the Stalkers, but he's still going to lose this low ground expansion, and Magic doesn't have to push the issue. He can just take the expansion and go home if he were to throw down his own. Warbuffle is going to try to defend this, and actually with this Warp Ray... Okay, actually the Stalker count is way too high. Out of range of this shield battery, he's going to have some difficulty, and he will have to retreat again. This Nexus is still under fire, and this is looking grim for Warbuffle, as long as... well, Magitech still is not taking his own expansion. He is on 4 gateways, and he can expand behind this. There is a transition available, but he has not quite decided to do so. There are 2 Stalkers at the natural, and they will continue to poke away at this. He needs to either defend this or cancel it. Okay, he will defend. And Nexuses are suddenly even on timing, and slight worker advantage to Warbuffle. All in all, this is just like a hiccup to all of this. The Dark Shrine is going to go down for Magic, and that will open up the next win condition for him. There is a shield battery in the main mineral line, and this Oracle will not be able to find any damage as a result. Two shield batteries are going down at the front of the natural for War Buffalo. And what he did scout the... Okay, he did scout, and I'm going to put that in quotes. He did scout the Dark Shrine, in that his Oracle ran over it, but I am not so certain he clicked on it, seeing as he has not... Okay, he is actually starting a second Oracle, so that is a response acceptable to this circumstance. Only the third revelation will go down on the main army of magic. He did clean up the proxy pylon from his opponent. And Stacy Ford will catch a good number of the probes and a pair of stalkers. So, all in all, things have normalized for War Buffalo. Army lead is going to magic, but worker advantage is in the blue Protoss's favor. Good use of this Oracle to constantly reveal the location of the Protoss army. DTs are available to magic, but he's not really going for that. I think he realizes that... actually, there they are. There was an observer, so... I guess I missed its move out. So, War Buffalo is going to take his third, and things have really swung the other direction. Like, for a moment there, it looked really scary for War Buffalo, but with Magic not really continuing his contain, he kind of gave up his advantage, and they took their naturals at the same time. Worker advantage was on War Buffalo's side, and Magic just really hasn't been able to do anything with his tech transition, being the DTs. Okay, this DT is going to swing around to the third, and there's actually no detection at the third base. Yes, it can. Oh, it goes after the pylon. Those two swipes gave it a little more warning to War Buffalo. The DT is still getting a good number of workers. That's 5 or so workers, 6 maybe, already, and yeah, so... But there's still a worker lead for War Buffalo. Magic is going to take his own third now, finally. But I don't know about this. He has charge. Does Magic. And I don't know why, I'm not so sure why War Buffalo is researching Blink at this juncture. Like, if he wants to put his gas into Stargates, charge lots make more sense than Blink Stalkers. But, I don't know. Maybe he's thinking of something else. Because there are 2 Stargates down for War Buffalo. At any rate, another revelation, another good tag. Keeping tabs on the teal Protoss. Gateway count is still at 4 for Magic, and he is going to start his 1-1. Carrier production has begun for War Buffalo, and a 4th will go down now. Actually, both of them on their 4th, slightly faster for Magic, actually. So, Oracle is going to come in, and Stasis Ward here. Cancels it upon seeing perhaps the... I don't know what. Not sure what he was reacting to, but at any rate, he's gonna put another Revelation down. Perhaps he just saw that there was a lack of probes and didn't expect a probe transfer. It certainly doesn't save the energy. Okay, he finally kills off the Oracle, and yeah, I mean, we're just kind of in normal. I mean, I say normal for war buff. These carriers are effectively what he likes to go for. It's like his goal is to get to carriers and then attack at some point. And I don't know if all these stalkers are really the correct answer. Yes, stalkers are good against carriers, provided the carriers have no support. But since when do carriers usually have no support? War Buffalo is going to warp in more stalkers of his own. And he is researching charge, so he will be able to complement his Sky Toss with Zealot run-bys, with ground support, whatever he likes. Okay, he is almost done with his mothership, and as soon as that mothership comes out, I anticipate War Buffalo will start to move across the Biogenesis and see what he can do. He puts down another Revelation, and there are these stalkers going to pick this off again. Actually, not having a Oracle out now is slightly annoying, but he does have an Observer, so he's not like completely out of detection. There are charge lots for magic as well, but in terms of tech, this is just getting scarier and scarier from War Buffalo. Like, I'm not really sure what Magic is thinking in terms of how to answer the problem that is the carriers. He's actually going to go for carriers of his own. I don't really like that choice, because in a straight up engagement, he's not gonna, like, he's gonna have the inferior account. +1 air weapons has started and finishes actually, so he will have that, I guess. But now War Buffalo is producing the Tempest, and he has his +1 armor nearly complete. I don't know. I think both players are just being really passive and not sure how to end the game. I mean, like, okay, moving these stalkers out, I like this. He doesn't really want these stalkers. They're slowly becoming paperweights. He can trade them out, Pokemon. He can actually get this, I'm just calling the hatchery, I've been counting today. Nexus, and he will blink away, so free Nexus, always good. And that's going to disrupt the mining of magic. Magic is maxed out, so disrupting the mining is not that big of a deal at this point in the game. Stalkers are going to move around. They need to be careful, or else they're going to run into the army of magic. He's going to swing... that was ambitious. He will get 2 carriers, 3 in fact, and lose all his stalkers. But I think War Buffalo is okay with that, because what this is going to do is it will encourage magic to counterattack. And on the other side of the map, waiting for him, is a ton of carriers, a couple Tempests, a Mothership, and as long as Warbuffle is not out of position like he is now, okay, he does have enough static defense there to buy him time to come over, and as he targets down this carrier, I'm not entirely certain what is here for magic that can stop this Sky Toss from Warbuffle. All the army of magic is being cleaned up at minimal cost to Warbuffle. He is going to warp in to reinforce his army and move out across the map. There is a Zealot still there, but that's a minor annoyance. Okay, so they are on even bases. Warbuffle has created himself a small an advantage slowly but surely, and the supply advantage is now 50 in favor of Warbuffle. He does have Tempest to shoot down this carrier and Mothership very quickly, and with no more legitimate anti-air other than these paperweight stalkers, magic is going to fall very quickly. That will be GG. Game 1 to Warbuffle. Okay, so we are going to have our second game on Acid Plant. It's going to be Warhawk. Who is a Diamond 3 Terran? Question mark? Looks like it, yeah. It looks like we are just about ready to go. Yes, Phoenix was wanting to use webcams today, so I finally dug mine out and set it up. Alrighty. Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, taking the first game with carriers. Representing Psi X, it is the blue Protoss, Warbuffle. And in the top left-hand corner of the map, doing this for Orion, it is the pink Terran Warhawk. Oh man. So, this is interesting. If we see a second gas, relatively quickly, this is going to be exactly what what Warbuffle doesn't want. I'm not entirely sure if this is mind games or not. Okay, he has not taken his second gas yet, and I feel like he should have by now if he were going to go for the proxy cyclone. Well, or cyclones at all, I should say. It doesn't necessarily have to be proxied. As it is, it actually looks very standard from Warhawk. Gonna be a Reaper expand. It actually did get, well, I was gonna say it did get Warbuffle to put a Cyber down before his Nexus, but I think that's actually kind of standard for Warbuffle because he likes to go for his fast Stargate. As it is, the Reaper is going to come across the map, and it should be greeted by a Stalker momentarily here. No, Reaper is actually going to stop right outside the natural. Okay, now it's going to go in. Stalker is well in position to usher it back, and the Stargate will go down as the Reaper leaves. So no scouting information, really for Warhawk. The only thing he can infer is that based on the Nexus timing, the Cyber was probably thrown down first. I'm not entirely sure if he's able to pick up on that, but he could. I won't rule that out. And Cyclone production will start now. So, I mean, this is still Cyclones, but it's not like, you know, Cyclone, or heavy Cyclone aggression off one base or something like that. It was after a Reaper expand, so nothing rushed, just like standard timings. Just about done for Warbuffle, and the second and third gateway are just about complete. Cyclones are at the front though, and with only two Stalkers here, this has the potential to do a lot of damage. Derping Stalker is going to mean less DPS for the Protoss. Probes have to be pulled. Oracle is being indecisive. They tried to come back to help support this, but it's not really what he needed. He needed this Phoenix that is now having to come across the map. A little bit of miscontrol from War Buffalo, not properly splitting his forces. But with this Phoenix coming back to lift the sidewalk, War Buffalo will stabilize. Meanwhile, the Oracle is somewhere. Okay, too much F2. As it is, the Oracle will now go across the map and see what damage it can get done. Unfortunately, the third is complete. He will not be able to stop the construction of that with his Oracle. There's actually not a whole lot of anti-air here. Actually, is there any anti-air here? This is suddenly looking very scary for Warhawk. There's a lot of energy on this Oracle, so it is going to get 1, 2, 3 CVs. Oh no, just 3. I can't count. Oh, Widow Mine. Ouch. Okay, so well-placed Widow Mine, protecting the bulk of the SCVs. And I don't know. I feel like advantage really goes to Warhawk. War Buffalo. Okay. Yes, to Warhawk, the Terran. And it's just like more damage taken. The Oracle didn't really pay for itself. These Phoenixes are still going to be able to get something done. But, well, actually, I'm not so sure about that. There are no buildings in production, so they can't really stop anything. They will get some scouting, I guess. That's something. And, I think now he's afraid of the mine, so he doesn't want to swing in and pick up, any, what's it called? Mules. As, there could be a mine. He doesn't actually, okay. He's not choosing here. He'll pick off a couple SCVs, a couple mules. And Warhawk is going to move out with this Bioforce. Stim is complete, and Combat Shield is... I thought I saw it. I guess I was mistaken. So no Combat Shield, but he has Stim. And Stim to win, right? Okay, sizable Protoss, or actually kind of skimpy Protoss force. And Zealots are here though. Charge is not quite done yet. Once charge finishes, he has the tools he needs to engage. But because charge is not quite done, this is kind of painful. He is lifting the Marauders and taking the engagement because he has to hold this third. But he loses his pylon at the third location, and losing that pylon means he can't warp in. And he actually, those 3 gateways were also unpowered. He's going to lose a lot of probes this way, but what else is there for him to do? Warhawk is decimating the probe line, and Warbuff will tap out. Alrighty. So, it looks like we, are going to be looking to get into our third game. next. I did see the lineup, but I forgot. Looks like Chevy. Not entirely certain, but we'll have that confirmed momentarily. Okay. Let's see, anything in the chat specific to respond to? I guess we're having a round of hellos, so hello. I don't know why. But, hello. Hi. Man. Okay, well, while we wait for them to figure that out, this is my what hour of casting. I guess I'm on my 8th or 9th hour. I was casting WCS EU qualifiers earlier today, and that ran for about 7 hours. So my brain is definitely feeling interesting. Is this what a cannon rusher looks like? Go watch Printf's stream, then you know what a cannon rusher looks like. Come on, Kuna. I'm not a pure cannon rusher. Don't be ridiculous. What? Volt is playing now? Okay then. I guess Volt is playing now. Okay, this is I worry for Warhawk. TVT is a good map for Volt, and I find it curious though that he chose Eastwatch. I would think he'd want a map that is either shorter rush distance or more. Well, I guess Eastwatch is still pretty drop friendly. I don't know. I'll talk more about it once the game actually starts. $99.999%. No, it's less than that. It's like 40 to 70, depending on how cheesy I feel. bottom left hand corner of the map as the pink Terran representing ValidG Gaming. It is Warhawk. And in the top right hand corner of the map, dropping Terran of Death. Man, that was terrible. Oh man. Representing Psi-X, it is Volticus. Yeah. So, what I was talking about earlier is that Volticus feels like the Terran that either lives or dies by his drops, and they're very scary. But if he can't find damage with those drops, it's also what sets him behind economically. So, for Warhawk, look at all this drop space here. And then, on top of that, picking up from the third to the natural is relatively easy. There's lots of dead space here. I mean, not lots, but enough. And, yeah, we'll see what Volticus has in store. Another thing is, I think Volticus is pretty strong in his TVT right now. I know he's been complaining about TVP, but, oh, wow, I've been really observant. Okay, so there are, proxy 2 racks here, which do get instantly scouted by this Reaper, and, there's a third racks at home for Warhawk. So this is actually 3 racks Reaper, and, once the Cyclone is out, though, that is, yes, okay, that's crazy, at least not entirely, okay, he does trade out his, or he does have the Reaper advantage at this point. That was very important that he picked off the, building, SCV of the supply, or of the bunker, but it will still finish, and the Cyclone is out, so Volticus stabilizes for the initial part of this rush. This will mean that Warhawk now has to come up with a follow-up, whatever this follow-up may be. These Reapers really cannot come up this ledge, as the Cyclones are there, the bunker is there. They're going to swing around to the front of the of Volticus's base, seeing nothing at the natural expansion. Oh, there. I thought they were going to go up. Okay, they are now. The supply depots have been raised just in the nick of time, and he's gonna back off. He can go up the ramp, but he can actually only go up in this little crook here or this crook over here. So, okay, they are gonna swing around and get past the bunker. I think he lost one at Reaper at that point, but SCVs are being pulled. Cyclones are out of position to deal with this. They are coming back, or 2 of them are anyway, but he's suddenly getting a lot of SCV kills, and the supply depots are down, or up, so he can't, I've been casting too long. Anyways, he will eventually clean up this Reaper harass, but yeah, that will be GG from Warhawk, as he did not have a transition. thank you, Jedi Zealot, for your support of me being a Cannon Rusher. I do Cannon Rush on stream a lot more than I Cannon Rush on ladder. So, that's more of fate, though. That's not by design. For some reason, I run into a lot more Zerg and Protoss when I am streaming than when I am not streaming. I don't know why. Okay, next map is going to be Backwater. And I do not want to play Volticus. I've died to him enough times in my life. I will do that later. Okay, both players have confirmed that they are ready. And we will get into game. Another TVT. Oh. I see. We missed the racetrack. Okay. I asked them if they were ready, but I guess they forgot to check races when they said they were ready. I guess I should have been a little more specific. Let's try this again. Okay. What are we on? This is game 4? Okay, spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of the map. Defending the Reaper Rush. Representing Psyx, it is Volticus. And in the top left-hand corner of the map, the purple Protoss. For ValidG Gaming, it is Ethan. relatively fast second gas for Ethan Newell, and I wonder what he plans on doing with this. Maybe Stargate? I'm not so sure. Actually, his second pylon isn't down yet. But this probe is moving in a little bit of a strange behavior. Maybe this will be Stargate. I feel like he should have sent this... Okay, here's the pylon. I feel like this should have come down like 10 seconds ago, because his cyber is done, and he's supply capped. I'm thinking this is not a very practiced build from Ethan. Oh, okay, it's actually going to be double proxy robo. Double proxy robo can be very strong. I don't think he wanted that supply block in order to get here. And I am actually worried if he set the rally for his, what is this? Adept. Good grief. Okay, he did. Or at least it didn't rally unfavorably. Let's see what Volticus's vision is at this point. He has scouted a lack of a natural, and he's kind of looking around for a proxy. He doesn't really know what he's looking for yet.
Research complete.
Let's have a blast.
But he knows something is up. He did not see... oh, he's actually has a healthy number of marauders, and that's not exactly what he wants. Okay, at this point, he knows what he's facing. Well, if he
Command center upgrade complete.
Actually, look at this. Okay, now he notices. And, I don't know, November, if you're still in chat, perhaps you'd be better at explaining what's about to happen here. Volticus is going to lift his natural as he realizes he just needs to defend, and he will be alright. Bunker is not yet down. He needs a Viking, and he needs it yesterday. Well, actually... okay, there is indeed a warp prism. Bunker will finish, as the warp prism wasn't quite here in time. And the warp prism is going to pick up the Adept and Immortal. I could have sworn there was another. Okay, and this is still a scary position for Volt, but actually he doesn't really have it very much here. His production just... okay. Widowmine is out, and that will mean that if it hits the warp prism, okay, it does decent. Actually, it only stripped the shield, so it didn't actually target the warp prism, and this is still very scary for Volticus, as he doesn't have a way to stop the warp prism. There's no Viking count, there's no Liberator. The Marine count is pretty slim. The shields are gone from these Immortals, so that's good, but the Widowmine goes down, and there are shield batteries available for Ethan. Well, there were once upon a time. I guess he canceled them and decided to move them further. Move them closer to the ramp. Okay. Viking is out now, and that will still kind of put a lock on Ethan as it limits his maneuverability. He is going to come up this ramp, and Widowmine will go off yet again, taking out, or helping Volt to take out two of the Immortals. He backs up to, Ethan backs up to the shield batteries, and the warp prism did even Prism, the Protoss attack has lost much of its teeth. This is not to be underestimated, though, as Immortals are still with nits. But there's no sentry in this composition, and so there is a way for Volt to stabilize. He just needs to stabilize. Volt needs to get, he's going to go for the Liberator at this point, which will allow him to zone out the Immortals now that there is no more subject for the Liberator. Decent trap with the SCVs, but I don't think he really wants to be trading next to these shield batteries. Okay, he does get both of the Immortals, and he will clean this up as he's drained all the energy off of the shield batteries, and I think Volt has held. And behind this, I don't see a transition coming out of Ethan. Like, it should have gone down when he lost the Warp Prism. Some transition, I don't care what transition. But whatever transition he wanted to should have already started when the Warp Prism went down, and it just didn't. There are still 3 Immortals out for Ethan, but, I mean, the tank is out, the Marines, there's not that many Marines. I'd like to see more Marines, but, and he is producing them 4 at a time, so, okay. He will be where he needs to be at some point. They're now 4, 5, well, 4, 5th one, halfway done. Immortals, but I could have sworn he had a oh, that's what the Liberator did. I was observant. Meanwhile, the Immortals do take out the Sea Shield, but there's enough Marines. This Immortal can't get away. There's no Warp Prism to pick it up, and with the death of this Immortal, I don't see what... Okay. He does still have 2 Immortals to at least hold that. Okay. Ethan agreed that it is game over, and he will tap out. GG. I think, just kind of hang on, let me fix a couple things and then I can share my thoughts. What are my thoughts? Okay. So what I was saying, or about to say, is that I think if Ethan had moved his probe out sooner, so that his proxy pylon would be on time, and then he wouldn't get supply blocked, his attack would have hit sooner. And then I think there was a very slim, but very, I don't know if very slim, but there was a distinct window where he had not been scouted by Volt, and Volt didn't know what exact cheese was coming. For whatever reason, Volt decided to build Marauders, which are probably the last thing you want against one of the... I mean, I guess Marauders are better than SCVs, but one of the last things you want against Immortals. Yeah, so had that been cleaned up, that could have gone another way, but as it is, Volt will take his second game. He sent his, what was it? Liberator across to kill the probes. At any rate, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of the map as the orange Protoss, representing ValidG Gaming, it is Narloki. And winning his first 2 games as the Green Terran. Representing Psyx, it is Volticus. Probe Scout will come in and, oh, wow, okay. Nice, attention to detail from Volt, denying the potential gas steal. And, Probe will just go home. Interesting. I don't know how I don't know. I feel like gas steal against a Terran is kind of pointless, but maybe Volt feels like he wants his gas. He may just not want the free scouting information for the Protoss. Who knows? At any rate, it is correct. It's not a waste of mining by any means. Robo is going to go down for Narloki. And this is relatively standard, actually. Stalker is going to poke up and, or sorry, not Stalker. Reaper is going to poke up and get past the Stalker, swing around. It actually can get trapped here, and yeah, it will go down with the second Stalker coming out. Observer is starting for Narloki, and yeah, normal is all in the land of Narloki. He's not yet gotten his Twilight Council or second and third gateway. I'm not really sure why. Maybe he wants to take a really fast third. That's the only thing I can think of. He's starting an Immortal though, so... Okay, there's his second and third gateway, so just a tad late, I guess. Not the biggest of deals. Can't be too critical. it's late on my gateways because my macro sucks. Observer is coming over, and it will see what it can see, confirm the unit composition, and position itself nicely. Factory is just finishing for Volticus. I guess this is looking... Oh, is this? Okay. So, what we're gonna see is, assuming this is what I think it is, Volticus is going to move out across the map now-ish, and his starport will send 2 medevacs to support this bioforce. In this, he will have stim. I can't remember if this comes with concussive shell, and +1 has completed. His objectives is to get a lot of frontal aggression done on the Terran forces, and yeah, okay. He's lowered his supply depots and is starting to move out. And he has more bio than can fit into medevacs, but that's fine. It will allow... The 2 medevacs are just going to support, and then in the event that he cannot get any damage in a frontal push, the 2 medevacs can then pick up part of the Terran army, and this suddenly turns into a 2-pronged assault. There is a Colossus out for Narloki, and Volticus is going to... Okay. Actually, the force fields are pretty decent, actually. I feel Volticus could have just, suicided into that, but then he would have had an awkward position. He is going to pick up his 2 medevac worth of bio and swing over to the natural. Meanwhile, he does have a force... he can't take this fight. There's a shield battery there, and the Colossus. Yeah, he just doesn't have the workers that... Or the workers, whatever. The bio force that he should normally with this push. He is going to... So somewhere along the lines he fell behind in production. I'm not really sure why. Maybe he stopped producing... I don't know. But he is going to swing down and... Okay. Meanwhile, there is this drop that did come back into the natural, and it did get a good number of probes. 16, in fact. So, we've now entered Volt's comfort zone, where he is harassing in 3 different places at once. You know, normal Volt. Perfectly normal. Yeah, I think, Landfear, I think that's what this was supposed to be, was the Kuna build, but, it just, is missing some of the production. Maybe, he hasn't gotten to practice it much recently. I don't know. That's what it looked like from his army movement and the timing of his starport. So, that's my guess anyway. As it is, there are 3 Colossi out for Narloki, and that will basically secure him. He's still losing more probes. I say that, but the thing about Colossus is they're very hard to maneuver between 3 bases, and See, I'm not so sure why Narloki decided to take this third base, because it's a lot more droppable that way, like of an expansion path. So I'm just not so sure why he chose that. It's not like he can't hold it, but it just seems curious. I feel like he lost 16, or I feel like he would have lost probes either way, but he may not have. He may have lost half the amount of probes. He actually lost 25. So things are going well for Volticus, in spite of the fact that the very tip of the opener was slightly rocky, but he recovered well, got in that damage once he was able to get into his multi-pronged phase of this attack, and he now has Liberators, he now has Vikings for the Colossus, and there's Widow Mines. This is a very healthy Terran force, and good, or decent connects, clearing out the front line of the Protoss, and Colossus are falling. When Protoss loses its tech, Protoss is all but dead. One Colossus barely survives. There are Widow Mines at the top of this ramp, and they will take out that Colossus, and Narloki has to go home. Wow, this is... I like this building placement. Well, mostly. This one is kind of funny, but I mostly like this building placement. I don't know, something about good building placement. Must be a Cannon Rusher thing. Oh man. It's just pretty. Okay, Hallucinated Phoenix will see absolutely nothing as it flies over a pack of Marines. Marines are fanning out to get all the scouting information that Volt can get as we do enter the late game TVP of Volticus and Narloki. He is actually getting disruptors, which is, I mean, Circo Balls are a good comeback unit. I'm not sure why he's going for disruptors. There's nothing wrong with them, they're just a lot more micro-intensive than the rest of your AoE options. Maybe he feels like they're a better answer to the Liberators. At any rate, Volt is going to split the Protoss force, or pin the Protoss force, and this is what war buff is. I'm not so sure. Anyway, Volt does manage to take out the fourth with his two-pronged assault. And he does leave the Widow Mine there, but there is also an Observer, so that's kind of unfortunate. Did he get any tech with that push? I guess he got... oh no. I don't know. Okay, so his push that went into the main didn't actually get any tech, but there are ghosts out now. not good for Naloki. It has been rumored that ghosts are the strongest of the spellcasters, and I'm not going to argue against that. I'm not sure if I agree, but I certainly will not argue against it. A lot of scans going down, but I mean, Volt has so many bases, he can afford to scan. He's going to stim in, pick off some units. Nice disruptor hit, mostly, but he's going to lose his disruptor in the process. There is no storms here. This is suddenly looking very scary. With this Liberator advance and the Ghost support. Oh, okay, well, losing a Liberator is not the best thing. This fourth, I don't think he can... Can Narloki hold this fourth? I don't think so. No, he agrees, he cancels it. And he's trying to push the Terran force back, but he's fighting over space that he really can't contest. Liberators are continuing to leapfrog forward. Good blink to pick off that second Liberator before it finishes sieging. But 3 more Liberators are here, and the bio train is coming. Widow mines are burrowing. Oh my. More Liberators are the Liberators are continuing their leapfrog progression. Bio is stimming under and taking out all these Stalkers. And this third is under threat, and that will be GG from Narloki. Alrighty. I believe that closes out this clan war, and oh, that's what happened. Volt killed his own +3. Oh, that's what he was. I see. Okay. Well, yeah, that concludes this, clan war. And, yeah, let me see. Anything I should notify you guys of? There will be another clan war on Wednesday between, DSG and Psi-X. It will be 2 Diamond 2 Master, all kill format, as well as a 1 Gold 3 Platinum on Thursday. So, lots of things in development. And also, one more thing worth noting is the HK Clash of Continents led by Miguel is going to be this weekend. So lots of action in StarCraft as usual. I'm Xenodactyl, and I will see you guys next time.